You'd think that to attend every F1 race on a budget whilst working a full-time job, the biggest issue would be, well, the budget. But he actually booked 75% of the season before it started.
Yeah, then the last section was in the summer break that I booked. So everything was quite far in advance. And because like payments for tickets, for flights, for a lot of the accommodation come out so much earlier than when you actually do the traveling, I sort of knew my budget as I went along. So I wouldn't reveal it in my videos until sort of at the time. But ahead of time, I was fairly aware of what was going on the money side, which was good. The logistics side, though, is obviously such an unknown. I was really lucky that I didn't really have any logistical nightmares because I took, it was 53 flights I think I took last year in the end. And some of them, I think the biggest delay I had was like 2 hours. So I was really, really lucky that none of them were bigger delays because I had some really tight time schedules as well where I was arriving like on the day for some races or on the start of the Saturday. So if I had any cancellations or delays, it could have really derailed the challenge, to be honest.
When most people travel the world, they have the luxury of not working at the same time, but this wasn't the case for Brandon.
For example, I'd land back in the UK at 7 a.m. on a Monday after being in Japan or China or wherever I was, and then I'd log on to work at 9 a.m. like 2 hours later and then spend the day working. And then I'd finish work on that Monday and then open up my personal laptop and start editing the videos for the previous weekend. So it was pretty relentless in terms of no time to rest, to be honest. And I'm quite lucky that I can sleep on flights, even in economy. So I know that's not the case for a lot of people. So I'm quite fortunate that my body allows me to just fall asleep in an economy seat on a plane, because without that, I think I'd have struggled a lot more last year.
Despite being able to sleep on flights, logistically, it still didn't make sense to fly home after every race, especially for double headers on the other side of the world.
A lot of it was based around logistics of where and when to travel to. So Australia and China were back to back to start the year. So rather than flying to Australia, flying back to the UK, then back out to China, it just made sense to come back via China. So I took that whole week off. And then for other races such as Bahrain and Saudi, I was really lucky that the company I used to work for had a working from abroad policy. So it meant that I could log into work for a certain amount of days outside the UK. So in between Bahrain and Saudi, I worked out in the Middle East for that week. And it just meant not having to fly back in between, which saved money on flights, obviously a bit more money on accommodation, but also saved a lot of time for me.
The relentless travelling did catch up to him eventually, however.
But then the final three, where it's like Vegas, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, all back to back. Then three were, by the end of it, I was like, season's over. And I was sad the season's over because just the challenge was over at that point. But I was always looking forward to see my family a bit and seeing some friends that I'm going to spend much time with and get something for
sleep.
And that, exactly, yeah. So yeah, it was tiring, but yeah, it was brilliant.
And despite living every F1 fan's dream, that doesn't mean to say he didn't miss out on other things.
It was one of my friend's stag do's I couldn't attend, and then another friend's wedding I couldn't attend. Luckily, it worked out that the stag do I couldn't attend, I could go to his wedding, and then the wedding I couldn't attend, I could go to his stag do. Unfortunately, you've got to accept that if you're trying to attend all the races on a budget and as part of the challenge.
That was a clip from my main channel, Everything Explained, and if you want to watch the full video, click the video on screen or the link in the description.